come together with that strength and resiliency, I think is also something that we can't forget.
Absolutely. We've seen a lot of community members coming forward. But I'm curious to know, what is the conversation that's happening between you, the governor, and the speaker? What's going on right now?
Well, I do want to say that as soon as word of this news broke yesterday, I was on the phone with the governor's office, with the Speaker of the House, and with the Texas Department of Public Safety. Everybody has been very helpful, very sensitive to what's going on out here. The governor's going to be here in just a few minutes, and we are, anyway, they have made the resources of the state fully available to us, and we're certainly going to utilize that to get the help to the people who need it the most here in the Permian Basin, but I can't thank them enough for being involved.
And what time is the governor arriving? Is he going to be here for the noon press conference?
Yes, he is. He's en route right now. I just spoke with somebody from his office before I got here to the station, and so he is on his way here right now.
And kind of a question that I think is on a lot of people's minds. It's September 1st. We saw a lot of new laws go into effect, especially some gun laws, being able to carry it after a natural disaster or state of emergency, and then also bringing it into worship services as long as there's written stipulation. And then also we're seeing, you know, brass knuckles and things that are being able to carry around. What is your thoughts on that with something like this happening in West Texas, and how are lawmakers going to respond?
Sure. Well, as far as the new laws that take effect today, it just happened to be that September 1st is the first day of the fiscal year for the state, and that's when most new laws that were passed during the legislative session take effect. But most of the ones that are related to firearms are very specific as to time, place, and manner. So, you know, they're really unrelated to the tragedy that happened here in Midland and Odessa yesterday. So they are, again, time, place, and manner specific, and don't really have anything to do with a mass shooting like we saw yesterday.
So how do lawmakers tackle issues like this, you know, trying to explain it to the public as well and making it clear? Well,
you know, clearly we do have a problem with gun violence, not only in Texas but across the country, and we do need to have solutions to help reduce gun violence. Now, how, you know, what the best way to do that is of course going to be a conversation that has to take place. The legislature won't be in session again until 2021, so you know, we do have time to figure that out. Of course, it can be controversial. Some people are saying that we need to have constitutional carry. Other people are asking for gun control. You know, I think that it is a complicated issue, and we're going to have to do something before the next legislative session again in 2021 to help address this. But gun violence is a scourge, and I think it's going to be something that our constituents are going to want us to address.
Do you think there should be a special session to tackle these topics?
You know, an important thing to note about this, a special session is that it's limited in nature, so we do need to have some consensus about what to do to move forward before we do that. And so I think if we can find out a way to address gun violence while protecting the rights of law-abiding Texans, you know, if we can coalesce around some sort of solution, then I think that would be appropriate. Of course, that's up to the governor to make that call, but I think that's kind of where most colleagues that I've spoken with, I think everybody's kind of in that same mindset right now.
And any other specific resources that the governor is providing right now during this time?
Well, the full force of the Texas Department of Public Safety is available to us here right now, and of course that's you know, in the midst of one of their own being injured, actually being the first person to be shot yesterday. And so you know, my heart goes out to DPS and all of our first responders, who, by the way, are the heroes. If not for the bravery of the Midland Police Department and the Odessa Police Department and DPS, things could have been much worse yesterday. So I appreciate our law enforcement officers for putting it all out on the line and sacrificing so much to keep our community safe.
And there's this sense, too, that people are just going to the movies, or even we saw in El Paso just 4 weeks ago, people are just going to Walmart, and there's this safety and this sense of safety that has been damaged by these active shootings and all the mass casualties that are occurring. What kind of message do you have for people out there that might feel uncomfortable just going to the movies again, or even going to Home Depot?
Well, I think there. I think that goes back to the strength issue. I mean, I understand if people are going to be a little bit reluctant to go out in public after something like this, because again, you know, the victims were innocent people, and you know, who are just going about their business and their daily lives, and you know, we don't we want people to be able to feel safe in their own communities. But I think that it is going to take some time to heal. There is going to be a healing process associated with this tragedy, and